the times you drove in my car.
Get out of South Milk City. You don't belong there.
The Beatles stood out as relentless creators of chart-topping music, with every track showcasing their unmatched gift for songwriting. Even while building a vast archive of classics for themselves, they still found time to shape songs for other performers with that same creative brilliance. Hello, good old friends. Welcome back. It's great to see you here again. Many listeners were unaware that the tunes gracing their radios were penned by John, Paul, George, or Ringo, especially when a pseudonym was used for credit. Here, we explore examples of songs recorded by other artists, yet conceived by the world's most beloved Liverpudlians. Here are 10 songs you didn't know that written by the Beatles. Number 1. I Wanna Be Your Man by the Rolling Stones, 1963. Before the Rolling Stones were the swaggering giants of rock they later became, they were still a young British R&B outfit looking for material strong enough to break them onto the charts. That opportunity arrived from an unexpected source: John Lennon and Paul McCartney. The two Beatles had already begun earning a reputation as prolific songwriters, and when they offered this tune to the Stones, it instantly strengthened the band's early momentum. The result was a raw, energetic single that showcased the Stones' bluesy edge. Later, Lennon and McCartney decided the composition was good enough for the Beatles to reclaim. They crafted their own, tighter, cleaner version and included it on their 1963 album with the Beatles. It became one of the earliest examples of cross-pollination between the two bands, who would eventually define the British invasion. Number 2. Come and Get It by Badfinger, 1969. By the late 1960s, the Beatles were not only global superstars, they were industry kingmakers through their Apple Records label. Badfinger, one of Apple's promising signings, already had talent and charisma, but Paul McCartney decided to give them an extra boost by writing and producing a polished pop gem for them. He crafted the song quickly, demonstrated exactly how he wanted it played, and Badfinger delivered a version that followed his blueprint almost perfectly. The crisp, punchy track gave the band their first major hit and established them internationally. Though Badfinger would go on to create successful songs without Beatles' involvement, McCartney's contribution became a cornerstone of their career and a reminder that even unused material from the Beatles circle could turn into chart gold. Number 3. Bad to Me by Billy J. Kramer with the Dakotas, 1963.
The birds in the sky would be sad and lonely if they knew.
During the early 60s, the Lennon-McCartney partnership was growing so rapidly that the duo often had more songs than the Beatles could feasibly record. Many of those unused tunes went to friends, label mates, and fellow Merseybeat performers. One of the most successful of these handoffs was Billy J. Kramer's rendition of Bad to Me. The song's gentle, youthful sweetness resonated deeply with British audiences and climbed straight to the top of the UK charts. Although the Beatles never recorded a finished studio version, a Lennon demo surfaced decades later in a 2013 digital compilation. It offered fans a rare glimpse into the early songwriting sketches that were quietly shaping the pop landscape even outside the Beatles' core discographic. Number 4. Love of the Loved by Cilla Black, 1963.
And in your heart, I see the love of the loved.
Cilla Black, a rising singer closely associated with the Beatles and Brian Epstein's management stable, received several strong songs from Lennon and McCartney. One of these was Love of the Loved, a piece originally attempted during the Beatles' unsuccessful Decca audition. While their early take never saw release, Cilla and producer George Martin brought the song to life with a polished pop sensibility that suited her powerful voice. It reached the UK Top 40 and helped solidify her transition from local Liverpool talent to a national pop personality. The track remains an interesting artifact of the Beatles' early songwriting experiments and the evolving Merseybeat scene. Number 5. Step Inside Love by Cilla Black, 1968. 5 years after working with the Beatles on earlier material, Cilla's career had flourished to the point where she helmed her own BBC television program simply titled Cilla. When she needed a theme song, Paul McCartney crafted a warm, inviting tune designed to reflect her charm and stage presence. Although the Beatles recorded a playful studio version during the White Album sessions, the track stayed in the vault until the Anthology 3 release in 1996. Cilla's version, meanwhile, became a familiar weekly anthem across the UK, reinforcing her image as one of Britain's most beloved entertainers of the era. Number 6. A World Without Love by Peter and Gordon, 1964. Before achieving fame with Peter and Gordon, a young Paul McCartney had written A World Without Love while still in his teens. He reportedly felt it was too lightweight for the Beatles, so it remained unused. But when Peter Asher, the Peter of the duo, became connected with the Beatles through his sister Jane, Paul handed the song to the pair. Their harmonious interpretation turned it into a soaring UK #1 hit and a strong American chart performer. Ironically, a song McCartney once dismissed became an international success and one of the duo's signature tracks. Number 7. Woman by Peter and Gordon, 1966.
If you need me, then believe me,
Following their success with earlier Lennon-McCartney material, Peter and Gordon received another tune from Paul, though this time he wanted an experiment. To see if the band's success was fueled by his famous songwriting credit rather than the actual music, he released the piece under the pseudonym Bernard Webb. Despite the mystery, the song still managed to climb into the top 20 of the Billboard Hot 100. Once McCartney's involvement became known, the track earned even more attention. Woman ultimately reinforced that Peter and Gordon were capable performers regardless of whether the world knew a Beatle was behind the scenes. Number 8. Goodbye by Mary Hopkin, 1969. Mary Hopkin, a talented folk vocalist also signed to Apple Records, received one of McCartney's most elegant compositions, Goodbye. The song's delicate arrangement, paired with Hopkins' ethereal voice, proved irresistible to listeners. It soared up the charts but stalled at number 2 in the UK due to an immovable barrier, the Beatles' own It Back. Even so, Goodbye remains one of Hopkins' most memorable releases, highlighting McCartney's knack for writing melodies that felt simple, timeless, and emotionally resonant. Number 9. Sour Milk Sea by Jackie Lomax, 1968. George Harrison, though often overshadowed by Lennon and McCartney as a songwriter in the early Beatles years, demonstrated his compositional strengths with tracks like Sour Milk Sea. Written during his exploration of Indian philosophy, the song carried themes of spiritual growth and inner awakening. Harrison offered the tune to Jackie Lomax, another Apple Records artist, and personally contributed guitar work to the recording. Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr also joined the session, giving the track an impressive, almost Beatles lineup. Despite its infectious energy and star-studded backing, the single underperformed commercially. Over time, however, it has gained cult recognition as a lost gem of the Apple era. Number 10. Badge by Cream, 1969. As Cream neared their volatile breakup, Eric Clapton collaborated with his friend George Harrison on a song that would appear on the band's final album, Goodbye. The result, Badge, blended Clapton's sharp guitar craftsmanship with Harrison's subtle melodic instincts. Its swirling arrangement and cryptic lyricism made it one of the standout tracks from Cream's final chapter. The collaboration between the two musicians also reflected the tight-knit, interconnected world of late 60s rock, where leading artists often crossed paths creatively despite the intense pressures of fame and internal band tensions.